Now we have something a little bit different. This is the Proto Mighty Action X Gashat, which comes in pieces, as you guys can see. Now this is because it's a campaign item. So this item was available for redemption starting November 19th, and not sure if any store would still give this out. Currently, if you're lucky, you might still get one of these. Now, purchasing one of the larger roleplay toys would make you eligible. So we had things like the DX Gamer Driver, the Gashat Breaker, Gashat Sword, Gashat Magnum, and the Gashat Sparrow as well. So purchasing any of those would make you eligible for one of these. Now this thing comes in quite a few pieces, and instructions are included as well. So I think I'll have to get this out of the packaging, assemble it, and we can do a proper review. So let's get this thing out. Alright. So the main body, the clear piece, and the kind of seals for the front of the Gashat and the side as well. Kind of interesting they gave us seals for this when the QR code is obviously properly pasted on it already. Not sure why they went with that. And we have our instructions as well. Alright. Okay, let's get assembling. Hello and welcome to another Kamen Rider X8 toy review. Finally, we have the Proto Mighty Action X Gashat. So essentially, this is the Mighty Action X Gashat. Okay, let's just bring in the one that came in with the DX Gamer Driver, so you guys can see it's essentially the same thing. Color differences are obviously there, and even for the seal in the front, yeah, the colors are also different. Seals at the side both say Mighty Action X, but done in different colors as well. So very, very cool. Alright, so what is the Proto Mighty Action X? Now this is essentially a prototype for what will eventually be made as the Mighty Action X that came with the DX Gamer Driver. So initial version, you could say. And this is used to transform into the black version of Kamen Rider X8. I'm not going to talk too much about that so as to avoid spoilers. But essentially, this is the item that is used for transformation. Now, why a transformation item that is used for a rider is released as a campaign item rather than as a regular release, I absolutely have no idea. Right? It's kind of strange, it bugs me quite a bit, but what can I do? Alright. Now, this thing does take 3 LR44A batteries, as with all of your other Rider Gashat. However, it is not included in the set, so you might have to find some way to pick it up. Or if not, you can just salvage it from one of your old Kamen Rider toys. Just make sure you pick up 3 of them from the same toy if you're planning to do so. Makes it easier that way. Alright. So anyway, let's just move on to the electronics. Okay, electronics for this item, surprisingly, it includes both lights and sounds. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So pushing the button at the side as per normal.
Mighty Action X!
So we get the standard startup sound for Mighty Action X, as we did with the original Mighty Action X toy that we had back then. But if you press it again, you will notice it's slightly different.
Mighty Action X!
Yes, this toy does in fact only have one line, alright, so it repeats the sound over and over again rather than having the game clear sound or the game over sound as part of the loop that most of your Rider Gashat will do. So kind of different there, right? So let's just demonstrate that. If you just press it over and over again,
Mighty Action X!
yeah. So I think I made my point. So let's just get the lights off and show off how this thing sounds and looks in the dark. All right, lights are off, so let's get the demonstration going.
Mighty Action X!
I do like the color LEDs they chose for this toy. All right, so just going to show you guys the back of the toy in the dark so you guys can see the silhouette for the action gamer light up.
Mighty Action X!
Pretty cool, huh? Let me just do that one more time.
Mighty Action X!
All right, now let's move on to the part where I bring in the gamer driver for transformation. Okay, so we bring in the gamer driver right here, and we can do transformation to level 1. Alright, so the standard level 1 transformation song that we all know, the LEDs as usual are visible from the front of the gamer driver, so that's pretty cool. What we came for is the level 2. Wow, it does have a slightly different version of the Mighty Action X level 2 song. Now, I did not expect that. I mean, I did not pay attention to it initially in the series. So in my Shakaliki Sports video, I did mention that you could actually do the level 3 transformation for the sports action gamer using the regular Mighty Action X Gashato. Apparently, it doesn't sound exactly the same. So that's a difference. Let me just let you hear it one more time. All right. So for those of you who do not remember how the original normal Mighty Action X sounds like, I'll just let you hear it. All right. So you notice it says Mighty 2 times in the final version of the Mighty Action X Gashato versus the prototype version. So slightly different, but it sounds pretty much the same until the end. And that's the part where the Shakaliki Sports would actually cut in anyway, so not a big difference if you don't really pay attention to it. Alright, so what happens if we use this as a level 3 Gashato? Now that's pretty cool. I mean, the level 3 sound for the Proto Mighty Action X is exactly the same as its level 2 sound, except it's delayed and it has the I get your phrase that comes before any level 3 sound. So even though it's not a level 3 sound, it still sounds like it is. Pretty cool, I think. And you get to hear the two Rider Gashat go off back to back, so you hear the differences. Let me just do it one more time. All right. Now I know you guys want to hear it with the Shakaliki Sports Gashato, because I mean, I absolutely do want to hear it that way. So let's do it. Level 3 sound. Let's go. Now this is by far my favorite level 3 transformation song, so let's do it one more time. Alright, so I think that's the wrap for the DX Gamer driver. Let's bring in some of the other things. Because we have other roleplay toys to cover as well. So first up we have our Kimiwaza slot holder, which is right here. So what happens if you plug the Proto Mighty Action X into the Kimiwaza slot holder? Let's find out. Alright, it recognizes it. Alright, we do get the Mighty Critical Strike. However, the explosion seems a bit shorter. Let me just bring in the normal Mighty Action X, so you guys can compare. See, there's a lot of explosions in this one. A lot more explosions compared to this prototype one, which only gives you one explosion at the end. See, very simple for this one. Alright, let's bring in our Gashat weapon. Okay, as usual, my weapon of choice is the Gashat Magnum. So let's plug it in. Again, one explosion only. You can hear it with the Magnum off, so let's turn it off first. If I pull the trigger, see, just one explosion. Very, very simple. Alright. So I believe that's a wrap for the review of the Proto Mighty Action X Gashat. Now this item is sad to say, hard to get, and yet a must-have if you're collecting all of the main collectible of the year, which are the Rider Gashat, since this is actually used for transformation into level 1 and level 2. So it is a personal rider Gashato for one of the main riders. Whether or not Bandai would actually decide to release these as part of a Shokugan toy line or something else, there is the Sound Rider Gashato series, I believe that's starting next month. Not sure if this will be included there. If it is, that's good. Otherwise, even if you like the prototype version, you may not be able to track one down, and you might have to end up just sticking with this guy right here, the normal Mighty Action X Gashato. Now, they do look very, very similar, and definitely the normal one is already very easy to get. So, if you're just collecting it for like having all of the different games on the shelf, you don't really care about like which rider uses which one. Technically, both of them are the same game, so you can just pass up on the prototype version if you find it very, very hard to get. I understand, I mean, it would be hard to track down one of these much, much later on. However, if you're seeing this video right now and you're thinking, hey, I know where I can get one of these from, do pick one up fast, since probably will be very valuable much, much later on. So I thank all of you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next game.